We're back with another episode.
Ovaries.
Welcome back,
Everybody.
to your favorite internet TV show. That's not what we are.
I mean, we can be.
Today we maybe.
We're manifesting it.
Yeah. Welcome back to the Face Off with Fleming and Fowler. I'm Monica Fleming.
I am Alyssa Fowler.
Great to see you, everybody.
Absolutely. Welcome back, y'all.
So glad you got to be here with us today
Yes, absolutely.
for another action-packed adventure.
Episode. We never know where we're going to go.
Who knows?
You know, I get that question a lot just from people who don't know, which nobody knows except for us because we're the ones
Us
that
and
record. Darren, yeah. People always ask us, like, how do y'all prepare for your show? And da-da-da-da. Like, do y'all come up with ideas and topics like the week before? No.
I come over and start drinking
And they just flow.
That's just what happens.
Yeah, we just we have a couple of key points and you fly off the handle. You can say we're battle rappers.
What was the cereal that was like, follow your nose wherever it goes?
Oh, Toucan Sam, Fruit Loops.
That one. We're Toucan Sam.
Yes, we are. We definitely are. Absolutely. How was your week this past week?
This was my first weekend off in probably like a month.
Really?
So this week was
I hate the way my mouth
tough.
sounds.
It was one of those weeks that felt, when you're on the tail end of working like 15 days straight or whatever, it felt like that.
Yeah.
Getting a little loopy. Like I would sit down in front of a patient and just put my head down and cry a little bit. And they'd
Would
be
they
like,
console you?
Yeah, they'd be like, "Are you okay? We don't have to do anything today."
You're like,
I'm
oh,
like,
thank God, Miss Johnson.
Yeah. I'm like, do you want to go outside and take a walk? All of them were like, yes, please. We did a lot of walking today.
That is
This
so
week.
funny.
But nothing crazy. It was my mom's birthday.
Happy birthday,
She
Miss Fowler.
rudely went to New York without me for quote unquote work.
You're not supposed to go on every trip that your mom goes on.
But I am. That's what
No, because
having
then you complain
kids
anyway. You're just
means.
like, oh, my mom wants me to go on this trip with her. And oh my God, we keep going on trips as if you're not like with your passport ready to go.
I will never be satisfied, and I'm not apologizing for that.
That's
It's
very
who
true.
I am.
Shameful.
Yeah, we went to brunch with all of her friends this morning. She so kindly invited me to her birthday brunch. Thanks, Mom.
That's right. She didn't have to.
She didn't have to.
She could have just been getting drunk with her friends.
Yeah, and she's over there making me seem like the crazy person. Like, she keeps looking at me from across this whole big group. There's like 20 people there.
Yeah.
Like, what is she staring at me? And I like see her looking at her friends and whispering it. And I'm like, what are you doing? And she's like, did you get your food? I know you're always served last. I'm so nervous that you're going to get your food last and be upset. And I was like, stop gaslighting me into making me seem like I'm crazy. Yeah, I get annoyed when my food always comes out
Who
last.
doesn't?
My food always comes out last.
Really?
I swear, like probably 82% of the time, my food is either
You know
wrong or comes out last.
When we went out to dinner that last time, no, we went to brunch. We went to Comfort Cafe. Your stuff did come out last.
I don't know what the hell it is. I'm telling y'all, my food either comes out last or if it doesn't, it's wrong. And I'm the bitch that will send it back.
You do? I never send stuff back.
I will always, if it's not
Never.
hot enough, if it's wrong, I'm not going to be a dick about it, but I'm going to send it
Yeah.
back because I'm a specific orderer. Like, I'm the person who's like, can I have this, but add this or take this away or put
Yeah.
this on the side? So I'm like, no, I don't want it. And I think about it. Once I crave something or I'm hungry for something, it's all I want.
Yeah, and I get pissed if I don't get it.
Exactly.
And I'll just go to sleep if I don't get it.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
So I don't know what I did in a past life to piss off someone in the service industry, but my food always comes out last.
Really?
Did not today, thank the Lord. But
Yeah, I never send stuff back ever. Like if
Not
it's
even if
something
it's cold?
No, if it's something wrong with it, I will order something else, but I will leave that there. And then when they bring my new food, and then when the waitress or waiter comes back, I'll be like, "Can you take this off my tab? There was something wrong with it. Thank you." So that I've already gotten my food and you can't spit in it.
yeah, my big things are soup and eggs. If those are cold, I'm done. We're done. We're not doing it. I can't.
As a person who likes hospital eggs, I don't mind cold
Yeah,
eggs.
you're disgusting. But I'll be the person that's like, yeah, I ordered this and you said it was going to be this, but it's actually trash and I hate it. So go ahead and take that back. Can I have something else? I'll pay for it. Don't care. Don't want to eat this. Don't want to drink it.
Yeah, no, I can't. I never send stuff back. Never. Because they're going to piss in it. They're just going to. I know they're going to do it.
Speaking of piss,
Oh, Jesus.
great segue. Your friend Kevin Gates.
You didn't even ask me how my week was.
Oh, I just love talking about piss.
I mean.
How was your week?
My week was...
Did you get pissed on?
No, because I'm not at the bedside. Thank
Subpar
God.
week.
Yeah, it was a very dry week, thank God, in that regard. Just very busy. Busy at work.
I have a story for you.
Okay.
Sorry. No, you can tell me after you tell me about your week.
Oh, no, I was going to say that was it. I mean, it's just very busy, but productive busy. That's it. My body is very sore because I'm in the gym. And yeah, I went really hard yesterday in the gym. Unintentionally.
Oh.
Okay, what were you getting ready to say? Because I feel it just coming out of your pores. What do you want to say?
I need to.
You're like segueing 2 times.
To take my meds.
No, you
I had
don't.
this patient. She's this older black lady, which like you already know how I feel.
Yeah,
near and dear to my heart. These women,
right?
And she keeps looking at me. Mind you, she has pneumonia, can't fucking breathe. So we're just chilling. Basically, we're listening to Luther Vandross in her room.
Oh, that's awesome. That's a great patient experience.
She's like, you know, Luther? And I was like, what the hell is she talking about? I'm talking about Luther Vandross. She was like, can I ask you something?
Oh, Lord.
Oh, Lord. You already know it's not going to be. When anyone over 65 years old asks if they can ask you something,
it's going to be a disaster.
Probably going to be racist. And
she's black, though, right?
Yeah, she is. She's like, are you mixed? I said, yeah, we gave it away. She says, I was looking at you in the gym. I was looking at your hair. I could tell.
Did your hair curly or straight?
It was straight. She's like, but I didn't want to ask you, but are you mixed? I said, yeah. She goes, with what? I said, my dad's black, my mom's white. She goes, oh, okay. And da-da-da. And she's talking. I was like, oh, you know, but never met my dad. She goes, well, then how do you know? I said, how do I know what? She goes, well, then how do you know that you're black? Literally, you would have thought she...
I think my mom knows my dad.
I don't know what. I was like, wait, what the fuck? Yeah. You're right. Shit.
I think your mom would know.
I know. And it all makes sense, but I was just like, oh.
Is she trying to tell me
damn
something?
it. Am I black? Mind you, I just did my 23andMe, people. We know
you're
I'm black.
Nigerian. Absolutely.
Yes, 100%. But I was sitting there, I was like, you know what? You're right.
That's a great thing.
The fuck do I know?
These patients will have you questioning your whole
Truly.
entire identity. It's ridiculous. It's like, you don't know me, Miss Johnson. Get away from me.
Yeah. And then, so she's like, like 80 years old. And, you know, everyone likes to ask you in the hospital if you're married or have kids.
Yes.
It's like everyone's number one question.
Yeah.
Because God forbid you're
single.
Exactly. And I was like, well, shit. I mean, you have people coming in the room all the time. Why don't you keep an eye out for me? Why don't you find someone for me to marry here in the hospital? And she goes, why would I go fishing and give away all the fish?
Oh, like, my God. Because you're sick and can't get any?
I was like, excuse me.
That's hilarious.
But yeah, so now I don't know if I'm black.
Well, maybe she knows something. I don't know. I think your mom knows way more, but you know.
She kind of looks like, did you ever see Holes?
No.
She kind of looks like Madame Zeroni.
Holes? What is that?
Holes, the book, Louis Satcher.
Y'all know I don't read books. I listen to audiobooks.
Holes is like one of Shia LaBeouf's first movies. Where is it the
one where he's naked?
I'm tired of digging these holes, Grandpa.
Oh, yes,
well,
yes.
Too damn
I don't know why but you said the book, but yes, the movie, yes. Okay. I've seen the movie.
You've seen the movie. So you know how they like, he has to carry Madame Zeroni up she kind of looks like that.
Oh, okay.
So I trust that she knows some shit.
Well, I mean, if she's black and made it to 80 years old, she's been through some stuff.
That's what I'm saying.
She's absolutely been through some stuff. I'll tell you who else has been through some stuff. It's a very important day today, even though this is coming out 2 days after we record it, but y'all can retro back. Today we are celebrating the birthday of Dr. Martin Luther King.
The King
Jr. Woo-hoo. Happy birthday, Martin Luther King.
A fine piece of chocolate, if you ask me.
Well, very true. Okay.
He was one of my first crushes growing up.
Really?
Fuck you not.
Please don't. No, so they unveiled. First of all, we gotta give
Oh my God.
What?
What you're gonna talk about is insane.
You don't even know what I want to say.
You're talking about the statue?
That too. But first, I wanted to say, give a special shout out to Coretta Scott King and her family. Coretta Scott King is the main driving force behind why MLK Day or Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day is actually a federal holiday, because she fought for years to get that as a federal holiday.
It takes a strong black woman.
It always does. So, segue now to this statue. Okay, so this statue there was some statue that they put out recently that got a bit of a buzz. And the statue
Boston,
it was in Boston, and it was a statue of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. When they unveiled it, everybody was like, what the fuck is this?
It was a strange...
It looked like there was a leg with his hands on.
It's called the embrace.
It was weird.
And I believe it's supposed to be two people hugging.
No, it is. So it's from the picture of him and Coretta Scott King actually hugging. But I'm like, all you put in the sculpture was arms. And I'm like... But
arms kind of look like legs sometimes.
Yes.
It really looks like someone's eating someone out.
It really does.
And it's huge and bronze. It's like the first time I saw it, I was like, what in the hell is that?
Angles are important. Angles? And the fact that...
How did no one think about that? No one cleared that?
I'm like, clearly the whoever did this sculpture, they had to be white. There's no way a black
But
person
also,
would
like,
did that.
when you're so involved in something, it is so important to get someone just like down the hallway,
Yeah.
the security guard from downstairs, and just be like, "Can you just take a look at just real quick
Exactly.
first thoughts?"
I'd have been like,
Because that
looks like
100%
he's eating
looks
somebody
like
out.
he's going down on his wife.
Right, which there's nothing
Which, you know
wrong with
what?
that.
We can celebrate that too.
I mean, they got 4 kids, so but
It had to happen.
Not appropriate as a sculpture. Is the point.
But that's not what y'all were trying
No, not
to
at
portray.
all.
So I want to know what everyone's reaction was there, because I've seen them take the thing off and you just see everyone clicking pictures, but to see that in person, I would have been like,
I think who was ever on the right side of the angle was like, wow, this is amazing. And the
at that
people in the
embrace.
back were just like, what the fuck is this?
They
Maybe I need to
need-
go around and see. Yeah, context
Y'all
is so
need
important.
to look at that if you have it. It's so
Yeah,
fun.
for every artist out there, don't just go with your first gut and just say, yes, this is it. Get a second opinion. That's all we're
Perspective.
saying.
It matters.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So happy birthday to Dr. Martin Luther King. I'm actually off on that day, not to rub it in. So yes, I had yesterday off because this is coming out on Tuesday.
Did y'all know
So-
that the hospital doesn't close?
And it should.
And it should. I
If
think at least the people of color should be off.
I agree. I feel like not the people of color. No, because I don't subscribe to people of color.
Oh,
Every black person in these United States should have Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s holiday off.
but do you
Period.
think there could be a percentage, or
No.
like if you're black, you're black?
You're black, you're black.
So then what if someone's like, I'm
Phenotypically.
black? Oh.
You got to be phenotypically.
But what about the people that are like 50% black, but they look white?
Phenotypically. No, I'm
She
kidding.
said what she said.
We don't have time for all this paperwork. Take it up with your HR department.
Fight them, not us.
Yeah, fight them, not us. We're just saying every black person should be able to have off MLK Day. Period.
I agree. Give me a day to rest.
I mean, we already don't get Juneteenth off.
I was just thinking that.
I mean, I do.
All I can do is wear red for the blood.
I mean, I do at my job, but
You get Juneteenth off?
yeah,
You're fucking kidding me.
I'm dead serious. But I don't get President's Day off. Which
Well,
nobody
you
gives a shit
shouldn't.
about
No
that.
one gives a shit about President's
Exactly.
Day.
But it's a federal
And they were all
holiday.
white.
That's very true.
What do you want? The
I want them
colonizer's
all off.
holiday?
Absolutely.
I don't subscribe to that.
You created a system that oppressed, my ancestors and continuously oppresses. So yeah, I think I should.
So yeah, I should get that as a
Absolutely.
federal holiday.
Reparations. Absolutely.
We love a reparation.
Yes, we do. Also, two of the news this week. Speaking of MLK, he was actually an alpha in the
Was he
fraternity.
really?
He was. He's an alpha man. Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. Actually, this week, a lot of my timeline has been consumed with a lot of the Divine Nine on the black side of Greek life.
The Divine Nine.
Yeah, so
black people come up with fun names for everything.
we're amazing. We're just
I love it.
amazing.
I
So it was the other day. It was Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. It was their anniversary. I think they did 110 years. Was it?
That's
I want to say it was
as old
110
as
years.
America.
It was over 100 years. Zeta Phi Beta as well. Alpha Kappa Alpha. So I was. It was kind of funny because I was asking Fowler earlier about because she went to a PWI, like how the Greek life was on a PWI campus versus an HBCU campus. So how was y'all's fraternities? And did you pledge?
I didn't do Greek life. I did spirit groups, which is like the toned down, less expensive, less white version.
Did y'all have black sororities on your campus?
I'm sure we did.
You just didn't know about it.
I should know about it.
You're on
I
the
wasn't
white
cool.
side.
I wasn't cool enough for that.
You weren't black enough.
I didn't know about the black fraternities and sororities until my senior year, and it's just because I wandered into the student center and they were doing probate. I was like, this shit's dope as hell.
This looks
Why
like
didn't no
school
one
days.
tell me about it? I was like, this looks exactly like that scene in Drumline.
That is hilarious.
They were like, we are keeping this specifically from you.
Wow.
But yeah, no, Rush at UT is fucking insane.
Wait, Rush? What is that?
Rush, like when you rush the sorority, rush the fraternity. Yeah.
So is that a public thing where people know about it? They make an announcement hey, come rush over to us or whatever. I don't know what the
Yes and
terminology
no.
is.
So it's a group called Panhellenic, and that's who puts everything on, and you have to go through them. So you have to pay this fee to sign up and to be registered. But you have to have and this is from my very limited knowledge of Greek life at UT. You have to have letters of recommendation, and you have to have all of this extra shit to go into. You go to each house.
So it's out in the open where people know who's actually going out for what.
Yes, because it's so
Really?
it's a whole week of you showing up in droves You're in a group of people, and it's like the whole campus, and you just see these huge groups of girls. You go to each house because there's every day is a different day. It's like a week long. Each house, you're doing something different. You're meeting those girls because they're kind of sussing you out and seeing if they want you to be a part of their group.
Wow.
Yeah, and then there's rounds of cuts. So like, after however many days, you kind of rank your top sororities, they rank you, and wherever it kind of falls in line, that's who you get if you get somebody.
Wow.
But it's kind of fucked up because a lot of them, because there's so much money on that damn campus, a lot of them cut you first just based on like your area code, where you grew up, who you went to high school with. There's girls in the sorority who know you because they went to school with you. So they're like, absolutely not that girl or shit like that. So
that's very different than Greek life on an HBCU campus. And I can only speak about FAMU. I am not in a sorority at all. But
did you want to be in a sorority?
I did. I still do. I do want to.
It's not too late.
I could definitely do grad chapter. I won't say which one, but anyway, I have a lot of friends who are in sororities and fraternities. So one of my really good friends, shouts out to Joy, in undergrad. It was so funny because she pledged. She's an AKA. And when she was online, because they call it being online, like it's very secret society. You don't know who's a part of it at all until like probate. First of all, me and this girl had several classes together on campus. We were with each other every single day. Had no clue this girl was online. And then at the very end, like it was like probate. And she was like, yeah, I crossed. I was like, bitch, what? I was like, when did you even start? I didn't even know. Like you didn't act anything different. You didn't look different. Like it was hilarious, but it's a very secret society among blacks.
So this
HBCUs.
shit is loud and proud. So like you have rush week, which is the week leading up where you go to all the houses, you meet all the people, you do all the crazy shit. Bid day is the day when you find out which house you match with if you get a house.
Oh, so you can't pick the one that you want to necessarily be with.
No. You get to rank which houses you want, but you only get your house. Say if you rank a house, say like ABC, but the ones that rank you are like CBA or some weird shit, they match you depending on where you fall in that list.
Oh, that's crazy.
So that you don't know where you're going to end up. You don't know if you're going to get a house. They put you in this auditorium with everyone else who's rushing. You all open your fucking envelope at the same time. And then you run from the auditorium to the house that you get if you get a house. So there's all these girls running around, crying, screaming.
Wow, that is so different from HBCU
And then
life.
it's bid night, right? So you run to the house, and that's when like all shit fucking blows loose, because then it's like you're putting on the shirts and the letters and the colors and the glitter, and you party all night with those girls. So it's like a huge fucking thing. So like from that moment on, it's all about you're showing everyone your letters and shit.
From what I have seen, it's like if you go out for AKA, bitch, you're done. Like you can't go out for Delta and then Zeta or whatever. Like you can denounce. Like if once you're a member, you can denounce your whatever and pledge something else. I think I don't really know because again I'm not in a sorority, but it's
Texas
a secret
Rush
society.
is like speed dating.
Really?
And if I'm thinking right, which I may not be, but I'm pretty sure as you get closer, houses start dropping you because there's like a first round, a second round. Yeah. So like
That's
you could have thought you were
crazy.
getting one thing and they drop you first round. So you're like, fuck.
Damn.
And then you're just focusing on the other houses.
That is insane. I remember an ex-boyfriend of mine, he pledged Omega Psi Phi, which is their purple and gold. Anyway, and
Lakers.
He is, well, okay, one can say. They're the ones with the gold boots that are always with their tongues out of their mouth.
Oh, I have seen the tongues.
The dogs, yeah.
Yeah.
Cute dogs.
Dirty
Anyway,
dogs.
so he pledged undergrad, and it was so funny because one day he and I happened to be on the phone, and I happened to be at the gym, and we were just talking as we normally do. And just caking. And he was just like, man, I'm getting my ass beat over here. Like, he was sounding so distraught. He was like, man, I'm getting my ass beat over here. I was like, suck it up, dude. You said you want to be a part of the fraternity, so suck it the fuck up. But yeah, I mean, I have a lot of family members who are in fraternities and sororities and stuff like that. But it's definitely very. So do PWIs have like grad chapter? Like
I don't
sororities
think so.
and fraternities?
I'm pretty sure you can only rush up until your sophomore year, I think, in most of the big houses. There's some fraternities and sororities you can rush later, but they're not like the big ones. But I think it's kind of a freshman year, maybe a little bit of sophomore, and then you're done.
See, for black sororities and fraternities, you can go grad chapter. You could be 60 years old and go grad chapter. I mean, obviously, you're not going to be online like you would be, being an undergrad, but, pay your dues and all that kind of stuff.
UT is so big that we had Greek life, and then you have spirit groups, which are big because it's just like the same shit. It's a group of people. You're doing a bunch
Is it
of
like the sweethearts of the fraternities kind of sort of things like that? Because I know black fraternities have that
they
too.
do have that.
Oh, okay.
But this is like a group. We did like philanthropy and spirit and all of that stuff. We're just not Greek affiliated.
Gotcha. Okay.
I was in charge of recruitment for that. That was a power trip. I should never have done that.
Yeah, you seem like you can't handle authority.
Yeah, I can't. I'm the shadiest motherfucker there is. This girl told me that, you know how I'm bad with time?
Yeah.
I was up there because we had to have these huge info meetings and like hundreds of girls would show up because if you don't want to do Greek life, you do spirit groups. Like it's just one or the other.
Yeah.
I'm up there. There's tons of people. We do a whole spiel, yada, yada, yada. You have to mingle. It's the worst part. All these bitches come up to you. Oh my God, well, shut the fuck up. I don't care. I do not care. So these girls were talking to me and I'm trying to be nice. It's like 7 p.m. and it's always right before like midterms for some reason. Is so annoying.
Oh geez.
And my what do they call it? Co-chair. My co-chair was kind of like, hey, what time is it? What do we need to wrap up? And I looked and I was like, oh, it's 7:30. Like we got to start wrapping it up. And this girl turns to me. She's like, actually, it's 7:28. I'm so weird about time. It's just like, that's not the right time. Guess who didn't make it?
I was gonna say, yeah, bitch, you're cut. Don't try to correct me.
What the hell are you doing?
Yeah, yeah. So I think depending on what campus you're on, sometimes there's just a lot to go to be in certain sororities, but at the same time, it's like that there's a legacy also too that's a big part of black sororities and fraternities, and if you like, you just have to understand the culture. And if you don't, most people looking outside the culture who don't have anybody that's affiliated with these sororities and fraternities, they'll look at it like, oh, that's really weird. Like, why are y'all doing it? And it's just like, you just don't understand the culture. And that's okay. You're not supposed to because you're not a part of it. Right. Like, it's like a very niche kind of situation. It's like, you're not the target audience if you have an issue.
Well, and that's why I think Bama Rush Talk blew up when it did. Was it last year or the year before?
I didn't even know what Rush was until today, until you told me what it was.
Oh wow. Okay,
I'd never heard of Rush.
It had to be in the last year or two, but Bama Rush Talk. So Bama does Rush too, and it's very similar to UT because it's just big white school. But these girls would go on and be like, Bama Rush and show their outfits because every day you have to wear something different. They tell you what to wear.
Yeah.
Did I ever tell you that at UT too in the sororities they tell you what to wear to class?
I think it's the same in HBCUs.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, because you all have to look alike. Maybe you have to wear the same thing or something like that. Or
you got me fucked up right there. But the Bama Rush girls would go onto TikTok and be like, "Here is my and of course these girls are all loaded. They're from rich families. So I think people were like, "Oh my God, these girls are wearing like $200, $300, $400 dresses. They have these $1,000 bags. They're all going to this. Like, what is this?" And it caught everybody's attention because it's insane the shit that they have to do. But have you seen Baylor Rush Talk recently?
I saw it only just because you showed it to me, but
y'all, it is Spring Rush at the University of Baylor. Is that what it's called? Baylor University?
I think it's Baylor University.
I literally don't talk about it ever, so I don't know.
I've never even been to Baylor.
You couldn't pay me to go to that school. That was always
I'm a Floridian, so I don't know.
I know. I'd probably be married if I went there. I should have gone and got my MRS. Anyway.
I cannot.
These girls, and like probably they're just dressing how like 18-year-old girls actually dress, but now we're so used to these girls being like little freaking Instagram models and shit. They're wearing the most Little House on the Prairie 2010 from JCPenney ass shit. And that's so mean to say.
Wow.
But all I've seen is Bama Rush Talk for the last year. So then you come at me with this podunk shit. And I'm like, not giving what's supposed to happen.
See, if you're at a black school and you're online and you posting about you being online, guess what? You're probably no longer online if they find out about it. That's how secret of a society black fraternities and sororities are.
I like it.
Even when I remember one of my aunt's friends, or she's like a family friend, she passed away and she was a Delta. There was like a very secret kind of ceremony that they did for her that like the public was not allowed to be there for or whatever. It was something like that. And it could have been something else, so don't mark my words on that. But anyway, I
love exclusivity.
That's
very
why I
wanted to be Jewish for so long.
Okay. Blackness is also very exclusive. Anyway,
so where are Black Jews at?
That's
group I'd love to be a part of.
I'm not even touching that with a 10-foot pole. Anywho, I'll tell you who's been on the pole kind of crucified a little bit lately.
Who's been on the pole?
Horrible segue.
The fuck?
I was trying to segue, and that was the first thing that came to my head. So.
Who's been grinding on the pole? Up next,
Joe Biden. They're trying to put him on a pole.
You know what? If you were to say like, what president do you think had ever like moonlighted as a stripper? I would say Joe Biden.
Have you seen Joe Biden as a young man?
Joe Biden? I've seen it in his eyes. He can get it.
Okay. Well, Joe Biden is in some trouble right now. So apparently they found, I don't even know who like dropped the ball on this, who like ratted him out or whatever. But apparently he has some very classified documents at his home residence. Not like the White House, but his actual another home or whatever. And so they've been finding all these classified documents. So people are just like, oh my God, crucify him just like y'all did Trump. And I'm like, oh, so you guys admitted that it was a crime to have classified documents at your house.
Black Lives Matter.
That's right. Here's the thing that I don't understand about the whole document situation. Joe Biden is the current president of these United States, right? According to all Democrats. Okay, Republicans, they think very different. But to all Democrats, Joe Biden is the current sitting president. Now, to me, in my brain, it makes sense for him to have access to classified documents, right? Because he has the highest clearance. If I were working a job, let's say at the hospital, right? Even though having very sensitive patient information at your home is a violation of HIPAA, okay, but we're just saying hypothetically, right? Because I would never do that. But if I did, it would make sense because I at least worked there. Trump no longer worked at the White House and was no longer the president. So that's why it looked very suspicious. Versus Biden, he might have been doing an investigation and didn't want to sit at the office all day. I don't know.
I think it's because these documents were from when he was not the vice, or when he was vice president. Is that what it was? These aren't recent documents; they're old documents that he didn't have the right to declassify.
But are they declassified? So once you take them home, they're declassified.
No,
is that how that works?
I think there are some things that are classified that you can declassify, but he did not have the clearance to do that at the time when these were in his possession.
Well, then if Obama had the clearance, then that's Obama's fault because he didn't check the documents.
It is my personal belief that everyone in DC does this.
Absolutely.
Every president has done this.
Absolutely, they've done that.
I don't know enough or care enough about politics to understand the ins and outs of what the fuck is going on, but I can tell you they'll have paperwork they're not supposed to have. I watch House of Cards. I know how this shit works.
The government always has shit they ain't supposed to have. I mean, as long as he ain't trading secrets to nobody, I don't care.
But I would also have to say that if I was the president of the United States and I knew the shit's been fucked from the beginning.
Oh, I'm taking everything.
I am, but like, I'm going to hide it better.
I'm
going to do a better job to hide my shit.
But he's 90. What do y'all expect? He probably don't even remember said documents. He's like, what? I don't know what you're talking about. How did these get here? These aren't mine.
I'm not Joe Biden.
These are not mine, Your Honor. It's not my drugs. What are you talking about?
Byron, what are you doing?
This is my buddy's drug. It was Trump. He planted them. Anyway, speaking of Orange Cheeto, did you hear that Diamond died from Diamond and Silk? The two black women who were on the campaign for the only two black people besides
Kanye West.
Who? Oh, that's true. But then he was for himself.
Mr. Kanye West, who's married now.
I kind of want him to go away again.
He did go away.
He did, and I want him to stay there.
And then he ended up married.
I don't think we need to bring him back up, though.
What if he does this now? Like, he just disappears, and he reemerges and, like, does something a little, not, I wouldn't say getting married is crazy, but it's, like, headline attention.
Anybody that takes Kanye West seriously as far as a marriage is concerned, I question your mental health, because you haven't met his children. Like, he's not serious about you.
Hollywood marriages aren't real.
No, they're not. Some are.
Like
Samuel L. Jackson and LaTanya Jackson.
Oh, okay, that's a good
Courtney
one.
B. Vance and Angela Bassett.
So black people.
Exactly.
We trust black marriages in Hollywood. Denzel Washington and his wife have been together forever.
Denzel Washington, absolutely.
Oprah and Gayle. They've been together forever.
They might as well be married. I mean, everybody already thinks that they're lesbians, so, you know.
What are you going to do? What were we talking
about? We were talking about Diamond and Silk.
Oh,
but Diamond died.
I didn't even know who that was.
I only knew who they were because it was a comical time. I mean, what else do you want?
That whole time, I'd say this a lot about a lot of things, but it feels like a fever dream.
Yeah.
None of that felt real.
It wasn't. It's a Mandela effect.
The way that everyone was so hot, like the energy was so intense all the time. You couldn't say one thing to one person without pissing somebody off.
That's very true. Yeah.
That feels like So long ago.
Well, apparently she was a huge anti-vaxxer, allegedly. And she ended up getting pneumonia, allegedly, and she died. Not pneumonia, COVID. She ended up getting COVID, and she allegedly passed away from her complications.
You can't win. So if you don't get the vaccine, you get COVID and die. If you do get the vaccine, everyone's saying that's why everyone has heart issues now, and you're dying. People die.
They do.
We all die. Either kill yourself or get killed.
I just think when you mock certain illnesses and certain diseases, and you may not think that they're real, and that's fine, that's your opinion, but when people have actually died from a disorder or a disease, and it's like you're playing Russian roulette with your words, and this is not real, nobody can. I mean, how many well, you weren't in the trenches with, but I can recall.
Listen, I ended up there.
You did, but not before a vaccine. Because I remember there were a lot of patients that Queen and I had. And a lot of these patients were crying their eyes out. Like, we didn't really think that this was real. We thought that this was like fake news, like Trump said. And I'm just like, yeah. And you're sitting here on ECMO on a ventilator.
But in their defense, at that time, it sounded crazy. In the very early stages, unless you were in the hospital.
That's right.
Unless you were there, it did sound crazy.
And but to me, I feel like if every nurse who gets on TikTok or Instagram or Facebook is saying this, every healthcare professional is saying the same thing. This shit is real, y'all. This shit is real, y'all. I would trust the people who are actually seeing it.
You would. The issue was, again, at that time, everything was so heightened and so bipartisan that everyone was just like, we can't believe anything anyone's telling. And so, honestly, if y'all had just acted right a couple years before and not divided the country, maybe COVID would have played out a little differently.
Well,
I don't know.
We can say that for a lot of different things. But Lisa Marie died.
A lot of people are having heart shit.
Lisa Marie Presley, she died last week.
She was at the Golden Globes.
Cardiac arrest.
With Austin Butler.
She looked horrible.
She did not look well.
She looked extremely pale.
Yeah. But I can never tell if it, people in Hollywood just look fucked up sometimes.
Yeah, because they sold their soul to the devil.
Everyone's on drugs and doing weird shit and
allegedly
praising the devil. I would love to know, actually who does some weird witchcraft shit to become famous.
Kanye. Oh, allegedly Beyonce's in the Illuminati.
I think she's done some shit.
I just feel like
she also just may be vegan. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I feel like Beyonce's rise to stardom was a perfect storm. Like, you got to think about the time frame that she came up in. Like, she was the only one at the time. Like,
that's true.
Brandy, the reason why she rose to stardom the way she did, because she was the only one. Monica kind of came on the tail end of Brandy's ascension. Aaliyah did as well too. It was like they all had their own little subset of time where they were able to elevate, but versus now everybody's trying to do it at the same time.
A bunch of shit in Beyonce's last couple albums that's real woo witchy.
I think you can take that out of everything though. You can take that out of our podcast.
But I'm like, no.
You can let a conspiracy theorist look at our podcast content. They can bring all kind of stuff. You see, they talk about this and they talk about that. It's the mark of the beast.
Mm-hmm. I love conspiracy.
I'm a conspiracy theorist. I love it. Absolutely.
Because everything can be anything if you think about it.
That's what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. So, but that's our thoughts and prayers are with
I didn't realize how young she was, Lisa Marie Presley.
Yeah, she was only 54.
Because I associate with her with Elvis, and Elvis seems so old, which he is not technically.
I think because he started so young. What did he start like 17, 18 years old, something like that?
Did you watch the Elvis movie?
No, I did not, because I don't support thieves.
Okay.
I mean, I do shop at Walmart, but I need that. I don't need the Elvis movie.
Okay, well, you don't need to watch it.
No. He stole everything.
Anywho. Looks like Austin Butler, but
yeah. What were you talking about, Naomi Osaka?
She is pregnant, ladies and gentlemen.
Woohoo!
And she looks so cute and happy.
Does she? I feel like she looks the fucking same.
She's got a little glimmer in her eyes these days.
Like her smile is just like...
Yeah, no, she's still got that no smile Japanese shit going on, but...
It's like a Tim Duncan.
She is the Tim Duncan of tennis.
Yes.
100%.
You don't know if she's happy, sad, nothing.
I love that she's having a baby with a rapper. How fun.
What is he? He's a rapper?
Yeah, isn't he? Did I just make that up?
I don't know. I don't even know who that man is. Sorry to this man. I don't know who that man is.
I don't think you would.
What does he sing? What does he rap?
Hold, please.
Obviously lyrics. I don't know one song of this man. Sorry to this man.
Let's see. I'm trying to think. What would his most famous song be?
If you can't tell me off the top of the dome, that means it's not.
I also don't know. I just know he's like one of those, those letter rappers now, YBN and
He
stuff.
looks like a baby. What's his name?
Young Corday.
Everybody want to be young, little baby, duh. Somebody.
Yeah, he's one of the ABC rappers. Hold, please. Oh, he's just going by Corday now. This guy?
Never seen him a day in my life.
Let's see. I don't think.
Oh, you know what? I did see him on her Netflix documentary.
Yeah, there you go.
That was her boy. I didn't know that. Did he talk? I think maybe he did.
I do love this song, the Anderson .Paak song. Okay.
Hopefully we don't get banned from copyright. Just go to the chorus. Because I don't know what the...
That's Anderson. No.
I've never heard that song in my life
You
before.
never heard that song?
No.
Well, that's Anderson .Paak, so.
I've never heard that song before in my life.
Smelling because I'm young. Look. Hold
Okay,
on.
copyright.
Okay. Anyway, it doesn't matter because he's like 15 years old. But
I was going to say, he looks like a child.
yeah. How old is he?
Baby's having babies. I bet he's like 25, 27.
Oh, shit. He's 25.
Oh. Well, congratulations to them. She's never going back to tennis.
Well, she said she is.
I doubt it.
If Serena can do it, she can do it.
No. Not because of the whole pregnancy thing. I just think she looks sad. Like, every time she plays tennis, she just looks sad. Like she doesn't really want to do it.
I think she's just Asian.
No.
Yeah.
I know so many Asians who have facial expressions. Like she just looks sad.
She does. She looks like Tim Duncan looks happy a lot of the time. She looks like she's got a weight on her shoulders.
But who put it there?
Her mama.
Get it off.
Emergency.
I
That's
mean.
what I'm saying. Maybe this baby will be like, you can do other things besides tennis that'll bring you joy.
Yeah.
Like have a baby.
No, I definitely don't. Women can come back from pregnancy for anything, but that's not even the point. I just
think she's going to sit her ass at home and be happy?
Yes, absolutely. She's going to be like, you know what? This is what matters. This baby being here, loving me, my man loving me, my family loving me.
Is she?
I'm not ever going back to the public scrutiny. I don't think she will ever go back.
The public really fucked her up.
Well, but I think, okay.
Oh, she's 25 too. She looks young.
I really don't think the public fucked her up. I think if you allow it to fuck you up, it'll fuck you up. You can't let these people put their own expectations on you. Now, obviously, people saying, "Oh, she hasn't won since whatever." Yes, that part is horrible, right? Like you can't ignore the sentiments of people saying shit like that to you, coming in your inbox and saying nasty shit to you. But at the same time, you have to be mentally strong, and I just don't think that she was prepared for what happened with her. And especially, too, I think it all started when she beat Serena. You should have just let Serena win. I'm kidding.
Yeah,
honestly, that's not the way
though,
to go.
I think I would have.
Yeah, I definitely would. If that person is my idol, there's no way that I would have actually beat Serena. I'd have been like, fuck no.
But then do you spend your whole life being like, I could have beat that bitch?
No, but because Serena's on her way out at the time. Yeah. So I'm like, I would have let you have that. Now I would have beat Venus. But not Serena.
Venus, you're not safe.
Yeah, I would have been like, no, I'm going to go ahead and just lose this one.
I just can't imagine working my whole life at this one thing, getting really good at it, and then having people talk shit to me when I know I'm better than them.
Very true. Which is what Venus said.
Yeah.
She's like, these people can talk all they want to. They will never be able to hold a candle to me.
That is such a strong mental. That is such a strong mentality to have. Yes. That took me a second.
It really did.
Wow.
Your mental was off.
My mental's off.
But Richard Williams raised them that way, to be mentally strong. That's why he forced them to depend on each other, to be mentally strong and block out everything else.
I 100% just pictured Will Smith in my head when you said Richard Williams.
Oh, he did a great job at that role.
Yeah.
I mean, but congratulations to her. I think that's amazing. What were you talking about, Lori Harvey?
Y'all, Lori Harvey has entered into another fun relationship confirmed on Instagram with Damson Idris. We're very excited. If you guys
don't know, that's the guy from Snowfall.
Yeah, which you watched Snowfall, right?
I watched the first season and then I just got lost.
He is
not lost, but just
an attractive man.
Yeah,
that's all I gotta say about that. I'm still of the team that she allegedly beards for all of these men, and this is just a PR relationship. But
you think he's gay?
No, I think she is.
Oh, yes.
And that she enters these, they're all PR relationships.
Yeah.
I think even the one with her and Michael B. Jordan was PR.
Definitely.
And now everyone's like, oh, it'd be your own people because he's friends with Michael B. Jordan. I'm like, these people do not care.
Well, that's what you do in Hollywood. You share
Everyone's
everybody.
friends with everyone.
Yeah.
But they look super cute. She just celebrated her 26th birthday. I love everything she does because she just gets all these black people together that are gorgeous, and I just get to look at the pictures. So more of that in 2023.
Okay.
Yeah. Go her.
Yeah. I mean, hey, do it while you're young, girl. Have lots of fun. Do everything you want to do because once it's gone, it's gone.
She did sit down with Adrian Bailon and deny that she dated Diddy and his son. Because I know we were all on the edge of our seats waiting for that.
Lori, come on. Now. We know the truth. You don't have to tell it.
Yeah, listen.
You don't have to tell it. It's fine because we don't care. I don't.
The pictures speak for themselves.
I mean, everybody you take pictures with, you're not in a relationship with or, intimate with. Some people, like you said, some things are just a PR stunt.
I don't put anything past Sean P. Combs. I'll tell you that right now.
He gets a lot of women. I think he just buys his way through women, though, because there's no way Carisha's really in love with this man. There's no way Carisha, come on now. I've seen...
You know who I'd like to
your
talk to
child's
about
father
it?
is cute.
I'd like to talk to Cassie.
Cassie's like, I'm never going back.
She will never but I know
back.
she's seen some shit.
And she's like, I'm done.
Also, do you remember the time that and I always talk about this, when he hid Rihanna and Chris Brown right when all that shit came out and he beat her up and threw her out of the car? And they hid out.
Cassie?
No, Diddy. And they hid out at Diddy's house?
No.
Okay. I want to take you on a
No,
trip.
please not. I don't even want to talk about
We're
Chris
going to
and
go
Rihanna.
back in time. All the shit that happened with Chris Brown and Rihanna, right? It was very toxic, traumatic. Well, they were in a relationship forever, right? And so this big thing happened, but obviously they were still in love with each other. So they would hide out at Diddy's house.
I mean, I think
together.
Diddy's house is a dungeon. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. Crazy shit goes on.
When
Diddy's
you have,
house.
you always hear these industry parties, like you go to Diddy's party, your phone has to be left at the door. Mm-hmm. If my phone has to be left at the door, there's no reason I need to go in there.
I heard he makes you do gay shit.
I mean, again,
That's what the streets are saying.
You won't catch me at a Diddy party.
I would,
and if you do, my phone is gonna be in my hand.
You did, no, you didn't, because I didn't know my phone. Just
My
know
phone
if
be
I
in my
ever get
hand.
the opportunity to go to a Diddy party, I'm going.
I
The
know
white
you'll be
party,
there.
I'll be there.
I can imagine the amount of alleged drugs that are just
like
cocaine on
debauchery.
trays, like it looking like mashed potatoes and gym chalk everywhere. It's oh my god,
Yeah.
no. I'll be at the house.
I would take like mental photographs.
And then come back and talk about it on the
Yeah,
podcast.
and I'd be like, and another thing.
And I saw this, and then you'll be getting a cease and desist.
I sure will.
We're checking our whole podcast taken down. That's crazy. Well, the Golden Globes and the Critic Choice Awards has happened. Golden Globes.
What is the golden? What is the difference between all of these damn award shows?
I don't know. I think the Golden Globe is like the precursor to the Oscar.
Who votes on the Golden Globes?
There's a committee. So I think it's based off of, from what I read, it's based off of popularity of the movie. First of all, whoever puts the movie into consideration. So let's say that studio puts their movie up for consideration, then they vote on it. Everybody has to watch all these movies and say, yes, I think that this is Oscar worthy. I think this is Golden Globe worthy, whatever the case may be. And then they vote on it. So there's a team of people. There's a board, just like the Grammys. They look at record sales. They look at for the Grammys, they look at record sales and all that kind of stuff, plays and things of that nature. But then for the Golden Globes and the Oscars, they look at, I think there's a point system that they use. Because even Whoopi Goldberg is she's on the board for the Oscars. Because even when Cicely Tyson got her, what was it? It was the Lifetime Achievement or whatever Oscar. She thanked Whoopi Goldberg. And then they were asking, because I saw the interview with Whoopi Goldberg, they were like, well, why did she thank you? And so she was like, well, because I'm on the board that was responsible for making sure that she got that award, because she's been in 1,000 movies and was never recognized properly. So she got that Oscar before she passed away.
The internet says the Golden Globes is TV and the Oscars is film.
No, because the Golden Globe, Angela Bassett won 2 Golden Globes, one for What's Love Got to Do With It and the other for Wakanda Forever. And those are movies.
That's just what the internet says.
Yeah, that's not accurate.
Golden Globes are bigger than the Oscars.
They're not.
What website is this?
Yeah, because that's totally.
It says
that's
Golden Globe winners are chosen by a small group of 93 members, but the Oscar winners are chosen by 60,000 industry professionals, which I do think is true because remember, you just pay to be a part of the Academy.
Exactly, and it's the same thing as Grammys. Like you pay to be a part of that Academy, but it's not. That's not just for TV because movies in there are nominated for Golden Globes.
And then it says the Golden Globes have more categories.
I do agree with that. Yes, definitely.
Glad we figured
but
that out.
What's her name?
Emmys is just television.
Yes, Emmys is just television. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and then Angela Bassett won for Best Supporting Actress in a movie. She was the first Marvel member to actually win any award or an award like that for the Marvel universe.
Really? Mm-hmm. That's interesting.
Yeah.
God, she's beautiful. How old is she? Like 57?
No, I think Angela Bassett is in her 60s. I want to say she's like 62, 63.
My favorite game to play is the age game because I work with, like, my patients are 50 but look 75.
She doesn't age.
So I don't know what age is anymore.
She's beautiful. And I'm so glad that she did not get any, like, cosmetic surgery to her face. Like, she looks the same. She, like, oh, gosh, she's beautiful.
64.
64 years old. I look older than Angela Bassett. I'm only 38. Lord,
did you see ASAP and Rihanna at the Golden Globes?
She was beautiful.
God, she looks so good.
Beautiful.
I love them together.
Yeah, and then Sheryl Lee Ralph, she her dress was that purple was beautiful, royal beautiful. And
Niecy Nash looked good.
She did. Abbott Elementary. I felt like Niecy Nash's dress should have been for the Oscars versus the Golden Globes.
She looked like an Oscar.
Yes, but she Abbott Elementary, they won for Best Comedy Series.
Boy in that show? In Abbott Elementary.
With Tyler James.
He
won a Golden Globe. I love that. And he should have won one for Everybody Hates Chris because he did great.
That was such a good one. But I love him.
He was in The Walking Dead.
If I hit this microphone
one more time. He was in The Walking Dead.
Was he real? I never watched that.
He got killed though, but he was on The Walking Dead.
Well, everyone dies.
Not Rick, what you call it?
Rick James. Bitch.
What was his name? Rick Gaines? Rick
Astley?
I can't remember his character's name.
Ricky Ricardo.
Either way, it's Rick. But yeah, the Golden Globes was out. You know, one thing that I did not like at the Golden Globes. My
boyfriend wasn't there. Kevin Costner.
That's Regina. No, Regina Hall is Brad Pitt. One thing that I did not like at the Golden Globes was Gerard Carmichael hosted it, which I like him in his stand-up. I think he's very much so like on the heels of like Paul Mooney and Dave Chappelle with his very conscious comedy and thought-provoking comedy. The one thing that I was really disappointed is like his joke about Whitney Houston. I felt like it was very tasteless and it was very pointless. Like he made a joke saying, oh, you know, we're all here at this hotel. This is the same hotel that killed Whitney Houston. And I'm just like, what? And so, of course, the representative from her estate, which is her sister-in-law, Whitney Houston's sister-in-law, she, condemned him or bashed him saying, that was a really inappropriate joke. I think that's why people don't like.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
Well, according to Eddie Murphy. But yeah, I just feel like with comedy, like I love comedy. The raunchier the better. But I just feel like at these award shows, I just never understand what people's purpose is. Like you wait a whole year to basically get up on stage and talk mad shit about people. And it's not even funny. It's just malicious. And it's like,
it used to be funny.
It used to be funny.
It used to be very like cheeky.
Yes.
I feel like.
Now it's just like, fuck your bitch and the clique you claim, your bald-headed ass mama. You'd be like, whoa, this isn't comedy. Like, damn. It was that.
I want Dave Chappelle to host something.
They ain't gonna never let him host.
No, they would never.
Because he's not gonna follow a script.
He would read the fuck out of everybody.
And it would be amazing, but he's never gonna go on the script. Ever.
Damn. I'm trying to think the last time.
I want Regina Hall.
I was just gonna say, she would do a great
Regina
job.
Hall needs to host the Oscars by herself.
Just her. I don't need anybody else up there.
You don't need Wanda Sykes with her. Definitely not Amy Schumer because she ain't funny at all. Regina Hall needs to host every Golden Globe, every Oscar, Emmys, Tonys, the whole nine. She's just funny without even trying to be. I love her.
Or if Issa Rae hosted something, I would die.
Issa Rae would be amazing.
I would die.
You know who would be
amazing?
amazing
Every speech she's ever given, God, so good.
Yvonne Orji would be amazing at hosting.
You know what? Give the cast of Insecure let them host it.
Yeah.
All of them. Amanda Seales up there. Are you kidding?
Amanda Seales hosted
Jay Ellis,
the BET Awards, and she did an absolutely amazing job. Because I think their comedy is just very classy and it works. It's not malicious. It just works.
It just feels like they're up there being funny.
Yeah. And Gerard Carmichael is always funny, but I'm like,
that one was,
you missed the boat on this night. I was just like, wow. It was like you know how Ricky Gervais like goes there with people, but it's not, to me, it was just, sometimes he can't be malicious.
What he does is he leads you right up into it, but he doesn't say it.
Yes.
But everyone knows what he's saying.
Right.
And so you're like, oh.
He lets you jump off the cliff yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah. What are you watching?
So I started that show 5, 6, 7. The Sandman.
Oh, yes. I got through the first 3 episodes.
It got weird.
It's too slow. I had to stop.
It got real weird real quick. I took a good nap during it. If you're looking for a sleepy time show, The Sandman. Truly on Netflix.
Yeah.
Put me right to sleep. It's kind of dark, so the lights don't get too bright.
The whole movie.
The whole series. So if you're looking for something to put you to sleep, I would recommend it. Mm-hmm. I started watching The Menu. What the fuck is that movie? I feel like your brain would create something like that. Ooh.
Because you're like with the true crime, and I think that your brain would create something like that.
I need to let this freak flag fly one of these days, see what comes out. I'm going on a writer's retreat.
Let's do it. I'll help you produce it.
Which is funny, because when I was watching it, I was thinking to myself, like, wow, you could come up with some wild shit like this.
It's like the people who made Saw, the Saw movies. It's weird.
Yeah, it's just like... Really, and while I was watching it, I was like, I bet they could do this, but if they didn't do this, they should do that. Da, 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 da.
Oh, Lord.
Anyway, it's pretty weird and fucked up. I haven't gotten to the end. I'm pacing myself. I heard it's crazy. But I love that guy who's in it. What's his name? He's in the
one who's the chef?
No, Voldemort. No.
Yeah.
I do love him, though. And that girl from the chess movie, the chess show. What the hell's that? Queen's Gambit.
Never saw that.
You never saw Queen's Gambit?
Mm-mm.
Anna Taylor-Joy. She's also in Peaky Blinders. This girl, she's in everything right now. No?
No.
I love this guy, Nicholas Hoult.
Oh, yeah, he's a good actor.
Yeah, and he just like plays cringy white guy so well. And that's what he is in this movie. But
yes, he does.
That's what I've been watching. My cousin told me about this show on Hulu called Kindred.
Yeah, Octavia Butler.
She said it was so good.
I want to watch it, but I want to listen, because I'm listening to the audiobook now. I want to finish the audiobook first before I watch the series, because I want to see how much it lines up.
Okay.
Because Octavia Butler is a prolific writer.
She said that there were some parts that are real slave porny and she had to fast forward through them, but she was like, altogether the story is amazing. The acting is really good.
Yeah.
She was like, I binged it, so now I want to watch that.
I'm so mad that I was not like introduced to Octavia Butler very like high schoolish.
I'm so mad that I still think she's Octavia Spencer every time you say her name.
Definitely not the same. I want them to do Parable of Sword. They need to do a Parable of a Sword, like as a movie. I would love, but I don't think we're ready for that.
No,
it's like that apocalyptic.
You love
glory. Yes,
apocalyptic.
I do.
Where's my season 2 of Lovecraft Country?
You're not gonna get that.
I'm so pissed.
I told you Misha Green put out like the manifesto for where the second season was going to go. So I don't know if Apple will let her, finish it. I doubt it. I mean, Michael K. Williams has now passed, so I don't know if they're going to replace his character.
Lot of people this year.
We did. I mean, everybody else on the show is still alive, but I don't know if they're going to. I don't know. It's interesting, but yeah.
What are you watching?
Nothing, because I've been studying for my project manager certification. So
you know what? That's important.
Yeah. I'm trying to finish it. I'm struggling. I'm struggling.
2023 is going to be a good year.
I'm going to finish it. But I don't know. It's just been busy this past few weeks. Like really, really busy.
Beginning of the year is rough.
We've been having a lot of crazy stuff happen. Anything else we need to talk about before we go into the Rehab Corner?
Mm-mm.
All right, let's head on over to the Rehab Corner. All right, so in the Rehab Corner today, we are talking about kind of the continuation of Damar Hamlin, who was the Buffalo Bills football player who unfortunately suffered a cardiac arrest on the field during the middle of a game.
Buffalo Bill.
It's just a buffalo. It's an actual buffalo.
Like, what does that come from? Do you know?
Buffalo, New York.
But like the bill part.
Oh, I don't know.
You can keep talking.
I don't know. I don't know what that is because they just like the bill just has like a stripe on it. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's really weird. Anyway, so Damar Hamlin again, who was the Buffalo Bill player who suffered a cardiac arrest on the field in the middle of the game. He has now been released home, which is great. I did see this. The reason why I wanted to bring this back up is because I did see this thread on social media where healthcare workers were talking about the verbiage that was being used when they talked about his recovery and how well he had been doing, right? So this comes from a tweet from a particular physician on Twitter. Her name is Wendy Hassan. And she said that she basically tweeted and said that this was a message from a hospital pastor. And this hospital pastor said, quote, may I humbly request not to call Damar Hamlin's recovery a miracle, end quote. It wasn't a miracle. He had a sudden cardiac arrest with a shockable rhythm, received enough oxygen to his brain to preserve it through CPR, and was shot back into rhythm. The second part is, with recovery time and ventilator support, he is where he is today. A miracle would be if he had gone 20 minutes without intervention, long enough for his brain to die, and then spontaneously revive fully intact. Why is this language so important? Because when you use miracle language to describe predictable outcomes as a result of tested and reliable interventions, we give the person in completely different medical circumstances hope that they'll get the same miracle, because medical miracles are, quote, happening all the time, end quote. Which I kind of couldn't agree more.
Yeah, I wouldn't say this was a medical miracle. It was just he got it wasn't even aggressive. He just got appropriate CPR.
Mm-hmm. Effective
CPR in the appropriate amount of time.
Right.
And then was put into a medically induced coma, intubated, given time to rest.
Yeah.
Resuscitated.
And I mean, I think like for those who subscribe to religion and spirituality, especially Christianity specifically, I think you can look at it as a miracle, because there are a lot of people who do get effective CPR and they still die, right? But I think because we work in healthcare, and especially working in the ICU where we see death at a much higher rate than other professionals or other healthcare professionals, there are times where interventions are done and everything supposedly goes right, and then they still die. And then there are times where, you're just like, wow, this person is definitely going to die. And then all of a sudden, they have these great outcomes. But I think when you do use miracle language when it comes to science to a degree, it can be very harmful, because then everybody expects their outcomes to be the exact same, and that's not the reality. We just need new headphones anyway. But yeah, I just think I think
you have to be
dangerous.
careful calling things miracles.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I just feel like we've always had to be careful saying shit like that in the ICU.
Yeah, because, patients will come up to you and say, or patient family members like, have y'all seen this before? Like, my loved one's on ECMO. Like, I know that their feet are necrotic and look like, but do they get healed from this? Like, do you think that he'll be able to go home and whatever? And it's like, first of all, you can't access that because we're rehab. But at the same time, I can tell you dozens of patients that I've had that have come in on life support and they leave in a couple of days. And I can tell you patients who come in and they never leave, so it's very hard to predict what will happen. And I think people want concrete, concise, and clear answers, but there's no such thing as that in science, unfortunately. But then this statement kind of contradicts that, to say, well, no, if you get CPR correctly, then that's what will happen. But that's not always the case. But I think it's very difficult to you kind of have to separate it like church and state when it comes to spirituality and science to a degree. Because God can heal you by way of miracle or by medicine.
Listen, and you know what? Sometimes medicine is little miracles.
That's very true. God gave scientists and whoever created that particular drug or that particular intervention the know-how, the insight, right? Again, only if you subscribe to Christianity. If you don't, then that's not what I'm saying. But
it took a million little miracles for that to happen to him at that time, around people who could give him CPR and get him to where he needed to be in a timely manner, to doctors who knew what they were doing. But There's like miracles little m and miracles big M.
Right.
Big M is like He passed out on the field. No one was there. He was unalive for 30 minutes. He somehow made it to the hospital and like miraculous recovery.
Exactly.
That's big M.
Yeah. Because how many people have been at the right place at the right time? For example, the same coworker that we talked about who had a cardiac arrest in the parking lot.
Yep.
You happen to be at work where all of these medical professionals are. To me, that's the miracle. Not you coming back, not them bringing you back to life. Yes, that's a great thing.
Right.
But the miracle was that they caught you in time. How many times, you have family members who are at the hospital. I remember this one guy came to visit his daughter and ended up having a heart attack right there at the nurse's station. Now, thank God he was in the ICU when it happened. I mean, we couldn't do anything for him. We just had to ship his ass to ER because of liability. But which I still think is fucked up. I'm like, this man is literally having a heart attack. They're like, no, you can't take his blood pressure because if you take his blood pressure, then technically he's a patient. I was like, I'm just a physical therapist. I'm going to walk away from this situation.
I know. The last thing you need is me. For those of you wondering, Buffalo Bill was a Union soldier who fought in like the American Indian War.
The Buffalo Soldiers?
Yeah. And he rode for the Pony Express. And there was some contest in New York.
You read that the whole time I was talking.
There's some contest in New York for renaming the football team. And some guy said, you should name them Buffalo Bills because they're a band of Buffalo Bills. And he won $500.
Wow.
And that's why they're called the Bills.
Thank you for joining us for our trivia question.
We're big sports girls over here.
We had to look up what the hell that was. Wow. Anyway.
Yeah, I love little M miracles. I'm going to take that into my daily life.
Yeah, because I think there's so many little M miracles that happen all the time that we're unaware of.
Just like, you're like, you know what? I'm going to take this weird route today because I just feel like I'm going to turn off here. Huge crash on the highway.
Exactly.
Little M miracle.
All those people who didn't go to work on 9/11.
Crazy.
Like, you're just like, I'm not going to go. Or I'm not going to go up to work and then somebody shoots up your job. You know what I'm saying? Like that.
Yeah.
Shit like that is like, nah, bro. You supposed to be here for a reason. You know
or
what
even
I mean?
like, I was going to skip my doctor's appointment because I really don't have time for it. Mm-hmm. Someone reached out and was like, no, you should go. I went. Find something crazy. That's
exactly.
Wrong. Little M miracles.
Exactly. Yeah. So, I mean, while I understand where people come from, because again, there are a lot of people who have been in Damar's situation who did not make it, who got adequate and efficient CPR. But I can understand it from the scientific standpoint and the medical standpoint, which is why I think it's very difficult at times in the medical field. Like, it is difficult to separate spirituality and science because you believe what you believe and you believe in who you believe in. And you know that without this entity, a lot of the stuff that happens would not happen. But then in other cases, you're just like, let your grandma go. You know what I mean?
Or like that patient I have she was doing good at rehab. She got pneumonia, right? So they got her the antibiotics. They gave her the neb treatments. We're doing a lot of it's not chest PT because I'm not PT, but chest PT.
Yeah.
And her sister's like, and just thank God. Just thank God. And I'm like, well, bitch, we're here too. Like, we gave her the fucking medicine and I'm doing the therapy and I get like, yes, thank God. But I mean, damn, okay. I helped a little.
See, I never look at it like that when they're thinking, because I'm like, yes, God is the only reason why I'm even here to help your loved one. But it pisses me off when they're just like, oh, I just want to thank all the nurses and the doctors.
See
bitch,
that
what?
too.
Wait a minute. Respiratory therapy is here. Speech therapy is here.
Amen.
OT, PT. Come on now. Dietitians are here.
There's other people besides the nurses.
And the doctors. Like, what the frick? Ugh. But yeah, no, I get it though. But yeah, interesting to say the least. Anything else you need to talk about before we get out of here?
No, that's all I have. Everyone go out and experience some little M miracles or some big M miracles.
Absolutely.
Whatever you want.
Absolutely. And we did get some comments, people saying that they really enjoy the longer content. So we appreciate you for letting us know that you actually like the longer content. We appreciate that. Thank you.
I'll talk up here all fucking night.
As long as we got a topic, because...
Yeah, send us your tops.
Yes, definitely send us some stuff that we can talk about. But again, happy birthday to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Thank you for your sacrifices and those who came before you, because there were many of people who came before you. But thank you for being the face of the civil rights movement, everything that you've done, that your family continues to do. I love his daughter, Bernice King, Dr. Bernice King. She's amazing. I love to hear her speak and preach. She's amazing. Have you ever seen her? Mm-mm. She looks just like her father.
I did go to the Edmund Pettus Bridge when I was in high school. That was crazy.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And then we went to where he preached and we sat in the church and did all that.
So there's a very famous picture, and I don't know, it's kind of a HIPAA violation, but
But here we go.
I'm not going to tell you the name, but there is a particular person that's on the Edmund Pettus Bridge when President Obama was in office, and there's a person that's that's sitting in her wheelchair next to him.
Give very good details about it.
She was actually a patient of mine when I was in PT school.
That's crazy.
And when I met her, like, she was this, like, she came into the rehab and everybody was just like, oh my God. When I looked her up, I was like,
I can't imagine.
This is freaking royalty, like civil rights royalty. I just sat at her feet and I just listened to her talk. Like, my CI was
that's all you can do.
That's all you can do is just listen to her talk. Just sit at her feet. And my CI was just like, Monica, you know we have other patients. I was like, fuck the patients. Fuck the people. I want to listen to what this lady has to say. It was,
I cannot
my God, amazing.
Crossing that bridge on like a beautiful, perfect fall day was horrible and emotional. So I can't imagine like being with someone who was there on that.
Yeah,
oh, God,
it was absolutely insane. Like, just her, I mean, she was intact, and she has since passed away, which is public news, so that's not me giving away. She did not pass away at the rehab at that time, but it was just amazing to be able to see, like, you see all these people and hear about their stories, you know, in school and in your own personal household, but then being able to see them face to face, and you're like, wow, you're like a normal human being, you know?
It takes it from being like this kind of otherly event to like, oh no, like you're a tangible person.
Yeah.
God.
Seriously, I'm gonna pin that right there. But yeah, it was absolutely amazing. But thank you for all the sacrifices that everybody has done, but particularly Dr. Martin Luther King, who the government actually assassinated. Anyway, let's not forget about that. Anywho,
the revolution will
not be televised. So y'all go out and have an amazing week. For those who had yesterday off from MLK Day, I hope that you enjoyed it and did something
nice for
amazing.
Black people.
Absolutely, only do stuff nice for Black people every day,
especially on MLK Day.
Absolutely, pay off a Black person's student loans.
There you go. Two of them sitting right here.
We're Black. I'm more Black than her, as far as the percentage.
You just told me Black is Black.
Yeah, you're phenotypically Black, but if we break it down to the numbers,
yours get paid off first.
Right. I'm first, you're second.
I'm gonna remember that.
Absolutely,
that's fine.
Well, y'all have an amazing week on purpose, y'all. Remember to spread love,
spread light,
and don't forget
to laugh your face off. I don't know what I did to this.
Is it not working? Is your hair like caught in it?
Usually I can click it back.
If anybody wants to donate, oh, you know what? I saw a video. You can replace these. Did you guys enjoy this episode? If so, don't forget to follow us on all our social media platforms, including
TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube at The Face Off Pod. New episodes are released every Tuesday.
Thanks for watching.